Who really built the pyramids? Were they humans, giants, or aliens? Before we answer, let's talk about the pyramids. Imagine standing in front of a structure built more than 4,500 years ago, older than any modern nation and older than any technology we know. And imagine that this structure is still standing, still intact. The question isn't strange. What's strange is that the question still exists. How were the pyramids built? Were humans like us really able to do this? Or was there something else, something greater than humans? Giants? Aliens? Or are we just underestimating the capabilities of an ancient civilization? And what is the connection between the pyramids, the speed of light, and the Orion constellation? Today, we won't be telling a riddle. Today, we'll unpack 3 theories one by one and see which one is closest to reality. Welcome. I'm Musa, and in this episode of Midnight Questions, we'll answer the question, who built the pyramids? Before we delve into the theories, we need to understand something very important. The pyramids aren't a mystery because they're ancient, but the pyramids are a mystery because their size, precision, and execution don't align with the traditional image of the ancient world. This is what led people to search for strange explanations. The Great Pyramid was built from more than 2 million stones. The average weight of each stone is between 2 and 15 tons. Some stones weighed more than 70 tons. These stones, cut with precision, stacked without cement. All of this without machines, without engines, without electricity. The natural question here is, how? And here the theories begin. The first theory, giants. The first theory that always comes up is, were the ancient Egyptians giants, or did giants help them? Proponents of this theory say the stones are enormous. An average human couldn't lift them. Therefore, there must have been humans of extraordinary size and strength. And there are ancient stories and legends from different cultures that speak of giants. But let's pause here and ask, if there were giants, where are their skeletons? Where are their bones? Where are their biological remains? Archaeology has studied thousands of skeletons from ancient Egypt, but they are all normal humans of known sizes. So could they have disappeared? Scientifically, the disappearance of an entire species without a trace is almost impossible. And there is no archaeological evidence to scientifically support the existence of giants. But before we completely dismiss the idea of giants, something actually happened that kept this theory alive until today. In the 19th century, newspaper reports in America and Europe were published about the discovery of enormous skeletons, much larger than normal. Some photos circulated and some testimonies were recorded, and then these artifacts disappeared. Was it a hoax? Or a misinterpretation? Or was it simply ignored? And in Egypt itself, there are inscriptions depicting kings with sizes larger than ordinary humans. Is this merely a symbol of power, or a depiction of a reality whose size was different from ours? There is no conclusive evidence. But should we call everything we don't understand a myth? Now let's talk about the most popular theory. Did aliens help the ancient Egyptians? The pyramids hold many mysteries, such as their location on a map aligning with the speed of light and the fact that their shape from above resembles the Orion constellation. So it's certain that aliens helped because it's impossible for people of that primitive state to have achieved all this technology. The idea is, advanced beings came from space and provided technical assistance. But let's think about this calmly. If aliens did help, where is any evidence of their technology? Where is any extraterrestrial metal? All we have are stones, copper tools, and human remains. There's no advanced technology, no devices, nothing non-human. Furthermore, why would aliens help build stone tombs and then leave? What would they gain? Why didn't they leave any clear trace? An interesting theory, but it's based on a vacuum. Also, some Egyptian inscriptions are sometimes interpreted as shapes resembling machines and objects that exist in our time. Is this merely religious symbolism, or a description of something that actually existed? Theory 3. The ancient Egyptians built them themselves. And this is the important part. The third theory states the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids themselves, but not in the way we imagine. The evidence suggests that there was an amazing administrative organization, engineers, professional workers, discovery of workers' villages near the pyramids, excavation tools. This proves that it's possible that the Egyptians actually built them. Okay. Research on the pyramid stones revealed they came from southern Egypt, from a place 900 kilometers away from the pyramid's current location. The theory is that they loaded the stones onto boats and transported them, because there used to be a river near the pyramids, but it disappeared over time. But what kind of boat could carry a stone of that size? Let's say a miracle happened, and they did it. How are they able to lift the stones to such a high level, given that the pyramid is approximately 138 meters tall? And how did they even manage to provide enough manpower for all of this, considering each pyramid contains approximately 2 million stones? The theory suggests that they built an earthen embankment around the pyramid and then rolled the 2 million stones across it and pulled them upwards up to this shape. But how is this scientifically possible? This barrier must be made of concrete because the earth wouldn't be able to bear the weight of these stones and would collapse. Okay, let's say they did build it. But wait, to build this earth barrier, it would have to be 10 times higher than the pyramid to be able to stock the stones. And of course, a huge amount of dirt. This in itself is a greater achievement than the pyramid itself. The closest theory is that these stones are like concrete. They were poured in place and weren't removed or moved or anything. This was said by the Swiss researcher von Däniken, who said that the pharaohs at that time knew a specific mixing method that creates artificial rocks harder than concrete and that last for thousands of years. This is the closest theory because it says that we wouldn't need to move these heavy stones or carve them with high precision. So how did he arrive at this theory in the first place? When scientists were analyzing, they found a huge amount of water in the stones of the pyramid, which couldn't possibly be found in natural stone. That's why they concluded it was artificial. They actually conducted an experiment and created stones very similar to the pyramid stones. But still, what kind of device could possibly be long enough to pass through the pyramid? And where are the remains of this device? Nobody knows. When we compare the three theories, we find that giants are impossible. Aliens are also impossible, there's no evidence. But organized human work, supported by artifacts, is possible. Why not? The closest theory is that the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids, but to this day, no one in the world knows how. If that were the case, we would have built pyramids by now. But here a final question arises. If the ancient Egyptians were able to do all this, why are we surprised? Is it because we see ourselves as the pinnacle of development? Is it difficult for us to believe that an ancient civilization reached a level we are still trying to understand? That was today's episode of Midnight Questions, and the answer to the question, who built the pyramids? If anyone has a question, write it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.